Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Plough Lane. Welcome to 9yrstv, bringing you all the build-up to AFC Wimbledon versus Mansfield Town in League Two. This afternoon, I am Nick Draper. I am joined currently. Why would I say currently? Of course, it's currently.
In the future.
Yeah, in the future, I'm joined by these people. To my left, George Jones, who is not blowing out of his bottom today, as he said. These are his exact words from earlier. People, we think you were going for blowing your own trumpet, weren't we? Yeah. He got himself. Yeah. So anyway, to my right, Tom Large, and on the end row we've got Keely Parsons, Mansfield Town fan, also from Her Game 2, and we're going to have a little discussion not only about Mansfield but also about the Her Game 2 initiative as well. But as always, we're going to go straight in with team news with our starting lineup for this afternoon, and there are a couple of changes. Jack Curry and Alex Pearce back in the side for Will Nightingale and the injured Lee Brown. Otherwise, it is the same.
We've got an additional sub, and we've got 6 instead of 5.
We've gone up a sub. So Will's jumped on the bench, and obviously, I guess it's just Will coming on the bench. So two returnees in Pearce and Curry, and one Lee Brown, obviously not in the squad. Otherwise, as we all know, Hussein Billah, Harry Pell, DJ, all still injured, unfortunately. So anyway, Tom.
Yes.
I guess Pearce and Curry, we thought they were touch and go, and thankfully they are go.
And it makes my day a lot better now. I'm a bit more positive about 3 o'clock. Look, it's the solid 4-2-3-1 that's worked. I'm just hoping we don't try and change mid-game and go 2 up top, because we seem to concede when we do that.
Yeah.
But I like it. Curry is going to be great at left back. I'm excited to see George Marsh on the bench, which sounds really crazy. You know, he's not someone I think people get excited about, but we're now currently joined by Ivor and Lee Brown.
Yeah, so we might.
But no, I like Marsh. I think he did well at right back on Saturday. I think he's unlucky to be in the team. He's been good when called upon. I think it will give us time to allow our players to get some rest. Maybe bring Woody off or Armani, give them the rest they need. And also, I'd like to see Sam Pearson maybe introduced a bit earlier.
Thank you, Tom. As you can hear, Ivor is now about to introduce the pre-match guest to our hospitality guest. So what we're going to do is, before we get on to more team news and discussion, we're going to look back what's been happening over the last couple of games, starting with highlights from our 2-1 defeat at Gillingham.
A club on the rise. Gillingham have roared out of the bottom 2 in Sky Bet League 2 with the help of 3 wins in 4 in the division as they look to continue AFC Wimbledon's winless run at Priestfield Stadium this afternoon. The visitors have suffered 3 draws and a loss in their last 4 outings, failing to score in 3 of those clashes. Johnny Jackson frustrated to see his side continuing to slide away from a possible playoff push in the last few weeks. Perhaps this afternoon. McDonald to take. Beautiful ball towards the back post. Wide open was Hawkins. Only Hawkins will feel. Lovely whipped-in ball that's palmed away. Morris had to get something onto it. Comes back towards his goal as well. Deflects safely away, but another corner to come. Move into enemy territory and find those little pockets as they push forward. Jeffries skins his man, gets into the penalty area. And Sanev is safely behind it. Just pinging around rather untidily in the middle of the park. This turned into a real bit of hard graft for both sides, and a free kick comes the away side's way. Brown. Danger averted for the moment, and tipped over by Morris. Donald takes the reins again. Stepping inside, look at the space he's got to pull the trigger. Took a deflection and off the crossbar. And finally, Jeffries, who's been lively at times. This is Tutonda supporting him, although he's almost lost possession. He has lost possession. A chance suddenly on the counter-attack, perhaps. It's a great ball over the top. Al Hamadi has plenty of support, but he goes alone. Advantage AFC Wimbledon. 7 minutes after the restart, Ali Al Hamadi thumps one past Glenn Morris, and the deadlock is broken. A quick counter. He's just onside when he makes his break through the two defenders. And he had so much to do here. Red shirts aplenty providing the support. Davison wanted it pulled back to his feet. But Al Hamadi going alone and getting his reward. And the travelling supporters. Shea Alexander burst down the right. McDonald will send the set piece in. It's a good header, tipped on to the goal frame and eventually turned in by Max Emmer. Boot to it. Tutonda sends it back, whipped into the box once more. Really good pressure. And Gillingham have flipped the script. Shea Alexander gives them the advantage. They just want the full-time whistle here. And Gillingham have weathered the AFC Wimbledon storm. And they will keep 3 points on home soil this afternoon at Priestfield Stadium. Goals perhaps from unlikely candidates in Max Emmer and Shea Alexander.
And welcome back to Plough Lane. So that was the highlights from our 2-1 defeat to Gillingham last Saturday, which seems an awfully long time ago. That was the middle of 3 games in which we have scored first and gone on not to win, unfortunately. But yes, welcome back. If you have just joined us, I'm Nick Draper. I'm joined to my left by George Jones, to my right Tom Large, and Keely Parsons from Mansfield Town. We had just a quick look at our lineup before we did the highlights, talk through the 2 changes. If you've missed it, Alex Pearce and Jack Curry back in for Will Nightingale and the injured Lee Brown. Keely, can you talk us through the Mansfield lineup, because we've looked at it and it's made us a little bit nervous.
Yeah, so from what I can see, I think there's 2 changes from the last game that we was playing. Flinders obviously coming into net for Christy Pym, and Callum Johnson that's just returning back from injury. So yeah, it's looking like a good lineup. So hopefully we can get back from that defeat that we had last week that we're not going to talk about, but yeah. Hopefully.
And how do you guys set up mainly, kind of formation wise?
It varies. They've been going from 4 at the back, and sometimes it'll go 3 at the back. As we all know with Mansfield, some of the players have been not playing in the right positions, and we've got forwards that have been playing left back and vice versa due to injuries. So yeah, it depends. So he has been going for a diamond shape, so hopefully that's been working. So we'll keep at that, and hopefully it'll work for us.
Fantastic.
Stu has picked out one of your players for us to have a closer look at. I believe it is Lucas Akins, who we've come up against in the past many times before. He does look like, for viewers of anyone that's watched... Have you watched New Girl, George? You ever watched New Girl? Spike?
No, I'm afraid not.
New Girl? Zoe Deschanel? Yeah, it's Winston from New Girl. That's a spitting image. I'm like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry. That can't be 34 years old, surely not, kid.
Yes,
really?
it was his birthday last week. Last Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, he's getting on. But look at those... Look at those statistics for him. He's still scoring goals at this level. I sort of anticipate him being, especially, I mean, maybe this is unfair of me because of his age, but someone who's going to play up top, more of a target man sort of role and bring others into play, as opposed to being an out-and-out sort of goal scorer or poacher or anything like that.
Yeah, Lewis Akins is what they call the GOAT of the team. So obviously you've got your fans that some people don't agree with him. They don't like his tactics. They don't like, they just can't see what he brings to the team.
Right.
I absolutely love him. I think he's perfect. He's scoring goals. His 2 at the minute have been penalties.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, he's a really good. He holds off. He's really strong. Holds off players. And yeah, he's doing great for us. The negative comments, I think, he needs to just forget about them and carry on doing what he's doing, prove them wrong.
It'll be an interesting battle to see who he's up against today, whether it be Pearce or Callum By, George. But a fascinating battle awaits. awaits there. You mentioned as well tactics and tactically. Obviously, the man in charge of you at the moment, Nigel Clough. We can see his stats there. I mean, got you so close to promotion last season. You got to the playoff final. Port Vale it was, wasn't it?
We did, yeah.
I mean, what were your expectations? Were you expecting to go up last season? Or was the playoffs a nice surprise? Didn't you go on some mad run to get in there at the end?
Yeah, they did really well. I don't think anyone was expecting us to be in the final. We came up against obviously Port Vale, which is managed by Darryl Clark, which is one of our old players. So it was nice to obviously come up against him again. But unfortunately, it wasn't our day. So hopefully this season we're not going to be in the playoffs and we'll get automatic. But yeah, if playoffs happen, then hopefully we'd like to get to the final again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so tight up there at the top of the division.
It is,
seems
yeah.
to be. I think we're sort of expecting Orient and Stevenage perhaps to go up automatically. You've got that third place, which seems a bit of an open.
Definitely.
Scrap.
I think there's a few that are definitely in the running for the third, and it is, like you say, a scrap for third place.
Good record there, actually, Nigel Clough there, 44% win percentage. Does very, very well for himself. Cool. So, Keely, you're also here to represent the Her Game 2 initiative.
I am, yes.
Can you just give viewers that aren't familiar with Her Game 2 and what you do, just give us sort of an overview of what the group's about and what you're attempting to do?
Yeah, so Her Game 2 was set up by a group of ladies, and it's all about just promoting women's football. Not only playing, but obviously getting involved, supporting, whether that's, becoming a lineswoman or a referee, physio, anything to do with the club really. And it's just about promoting that, the sexism in football. It's not just a man's game, it is a ladies' game as well. And we just really want to push forward with the clubs, not just that, obviously our club, but there's a lot of clubs joining Her Game 2. So yeah, it's just about obviously promoting it and pushing it. We've got an international Women's Day, which is obviously 8th of March. So we've got a dedicated match next Saturday against Leyton Orient. So we're doing a lot of fun things around Field Mill and hopefully getting a few supporters involved. And yeah, it's just about pushing really for, to target that sexism and to say that it is a safe environment for women to come to.
It's a big game next week as well. Orient, wow, what a game to do it for.
Very nervous. Very nervous, if I'm honest. So it's going to be a good day, and hopefully we get the result with it as well.
Yeah. I mean, have you noticed an increase? Because Wimbledon, I've been watching Wimbledon for many, many years now, before the two lads next to me were born. But back in the day, we always sort of had conversations as Wimbledon fans when we were at Selhurst Park, and we thought we actually had a higher percentage of sort of female fans. We thought it was quite noticeable, actually, how many. Have you noticed over the years at Mansfield, I mean, I don't know how long you've been supporting, but an increase in the amount of female fans?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been a supporter for over 30 years. Okay. So I was 5 when I first started. And yeah, they had obviously women, there was women, but I think especially the past few years, I've noticed that there is a massive increase in women going to watch football. Yeah, definitely.
Did you notice just after the Euros as well, obviously the fantastic campaign, did you notice a massive uptake then, or has it just kind of been steady over the few years?
I think it's been steady, but I do obviously think...
Mansfield, in terms of Mansfield's women's team, is there a women's team at Mansfield at the moment?
There is, yeah. So they had a game on Thursday. They played against our local... how can I put it? The local rivalry team, Chesterfield.
Okay. Right.
They drew 2-2, but they're doing well. Yeah, we've got them involved with the International Women's Day game as well. So, yeah, they're doing good.
We have our own George is very heavily involved with our ladies team at the moment, and we might have a look at their most recent fixture, perhaps coming out of this actually. #United last week, didn't we? But no, Keely, that's great. So I'm just thinking, Chesterfield's throwing me because that's such a big derby game. I'm just thinking, wow, whereabouts do the ladies play? They're not. Do they play at Field Mill or do they play elsewhere?
Yeah, they played at Field Mill.
Okay, wow,
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that is excellent. Yeah, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
That's something we occasionally get our team playing here, but it can't always be done. But no, that's fantastic. Before we let you go, thanks for coming and talk to us about
Thank
AFC
you.
Mansfield.
Thank you.
We can't let you go without a prediction for today's game on the pitch. Obviously, you've mentioned a defeat last week. You're still on good form. I think you've won 4 of your last 6.
Yeah.
But last week was a bit of a surprise, I suppose, for most people.
Yeah, it's not what we wanted in front of a big crowd as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
It was a big home crowd.
Salford fans watching, a big home crowd.
It was, yes, a big home crowd. So yeah, it wasn't what we was expecting, but hopefully we can get back to the winning streak today and start the new week. I don't want to be too hasty and say that we're going to thrash you.
But that's what you're hoping for. That's what you're expecting.
I'm going to go for a 2-1. I'm feeling a 2-1 to us.
Yeah,
I think we'd all take 2-1.
I'll take 2-1. I could be cursing all of us here, but there'll be goals today. I would imagine there'll be goals today.
Hopefully.
We said it would be 0-0 against Stevenage and it was 3-2, so
Yeah.
our predictions are usually always correct.
always bang on the money, but you score a lot of goals, and current time we're conceding a lot of goals. So, but anyway, Keith, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you
all
for
the best
having
for
me.
today
Thank
and
you.
for the rest of the season, and for
Thank
next
you.
week, big game next week.
It is,
Definitely
yeah.
goes with
Looking
that.
forward to it.
Thank you very much, and we will have a look at our own women's team now. Who were was it away, George? Away to hashtag
We were away to the league leaders.
hashtag United. Highlights there from our excellent win away at hashtag United last weekend. George, unfortunately, we might just still be a little bit too far adrift to catch the league leaders, but still a great result anyway.
We're 2 points behind. The title race is very much on.
Closer than I thought.
We're 2 points behind.
I sense there's a buck coming.
Goal difference is not great in our favour, but it's 2 points. There's 9 games left, so the title race is very much on. Yeah, so it's still very much open. Obviously, we've got a massive game here tomorrow against Chesham. We've got another 2 games after that here. We've got a couple of games at Carshalton, and obviously some very exciting away games coming up. We've got a cup semi-final as well. So there's a lot to play for in the women's team between the end of the season. There's no chance of our season just fizzling out.
Good. Yeah. I'm not gonna bite on that one, George. But yeah, well done to the women's team. Still, as George says, lots to play for, lots of trophies available for us to have a successful season. Right. Welcome back if you have just joined us. Welcome back for everyone, but welcome if you have just joined us. Again, I'll just reintroduce the panel because we've been joined by Rob Boyce now.
Afternoon.
At the far end. Tom Large to my right, George Jones to my left. Keep your comments coming on YouTube. We've had quite a lot of them, some great ones we've had, I've noticed from a few of you. We pick up on one from Aris Husseini. We just want to clear this one up, Aris. The young man that you've been cutting hair for, we assume you were talking about Lucas Akins because Tom thought you might be talking about him and was very worried because he thought his barber might be upset that he's cheated on him with someone else. But yeah, we'll just clear that one up, Luke Akins. We've also got some predictions. I think Sean Barry there would have gone for a 2-2 draw today. And the Tiger, what's the Tiger saying? Let's have a quick look. Can we have a look at that, Spike? Bear with us for those viewers. He's like, yeah, there we go. Went from not allowing opponents to score but not scoring themselves to scoring goals but also allowing the opponents to. I mean, this is what's happened. We've gone from nilling our way to the end of the season to all of a sudden we're having goal fests. But hey, at least it's entertaining. And have some other predictions there as well. Thank you all. Keep your predictions coming in on scorelines. We'll do our scorelines just before we go off. Mark Dowdy there saying, good to see Curry and Pearce back in the lineup today, and it absolutely is absolutely massive, especially following on from the defeat at Stevenage in the week, which we will have a look at highlights for in a minute. I'll just check my timings. Yes, we've got time.
Should we head back to the team lineup again?
I was going to say, yeah, because I just wanted to get Rob's.
It was quite brief for me.
It was very brief. We got interrupted, but
Ivor decided to
interrupt us. Rob, what were yours? Sort of. I guess pretty much everyone's got the same reaction to that team. It's as Mark on the YouTube was saying, it is Jack and Alex Pearce coming back in the lineup, which seems to be a massive positive for us. And that's not to say that Will hasn't played well. It's probably Will come straight back from injury and doesn't have 3 games in a week.
Yeah. You know what, Pearce has come back at the right time with, like I said, I wouldn't want to see Will play 3 games in a week.
Yeah.
I also think as well it's massive for us having like our settled back 4, so that's, I think we would have picked up a point or 3 on Tuesday night if it wasn't for our makeshift back 4. If we had this back 4 on Tuesday night, I think we would have got a draw, or if not, maybe even 3 points on that night.
I don't think it's even a settled back 4. I just think it's Alex Pearce's mentality.
Yeah.
I think he brings a calmness to that back line that no one else can.
Yeah.
His experience and the way he can read the game, he wouldn't have allowed those 2 men to be on marks in the back post.
No, the organisation.
It wouldn't have happened with Pearce in that back line.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, a disjointed back line never helps, but I think Pearce is the focal point in that.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be key to the runnings into the season, definitely.
And the attacking threat that comes from Jack Curry. I know it sounds stupid talking about an attacking threat from a defender, but him and Huss have been.
He got the assist against Stevenage for the first goal.
Yeah, I'm going to move on from that one very, very quickly. But, them and Jack and Huss have been so important for us going forward this year. So much of our creative output has come from those two. So to have Jack back, I think, is going to be absolutely massive because it will help us create a lot more. And PSE coming in, obviously, great for us defensively.
Jack Curry there pictured in our white retro 93-95.
4-5.
Well, actually, George, I think you will find...
It's been marketed as 4-5.
But we would have had it in 93-94 as well. Okay, I just don't think what happened is we didn't... you're really going to make me go down this rabbit hole, right? Okay. I think it's because the only time we ever actually needed the white kit was for Palace, because Palace played blue and red, and our home was blue and our away was red.
Yeah.
That away shirt was very nice.
So we needed a third one for Palace only, but we'd have had it probably in 93-94. We just never had reason to use it, even though I think we've used it against Liverpool a few occasions as well, because of cup ties and referees used to be in black and it was too close to the dark blue we used to wear. So we used to have to wear white, occasionally green. Anyway,
there
it
we
doesn't
go. There's
matter.
Some kit theory for you.
It's a kit theory.
93-94 season.
That should be a subject I could teach at school. Kit theory.
Do you
Period 5 on a Friday.
Do you have the original? Nick?
No. Do you know what? I didn't actually get a kit.
No.
Until, welcome to the memories of Nick Draper watching Wimbledon FC. I didn't get my first kit.
The life of Nick, everyone.
I think it was 98 was my first one,
Okay.
Yeah, the one just before the one Tom's wearing now, that was 99-2000, the relegation kit, unfortunately.
My kids got bad memories too.
This is it. Anyway, kit theory.
I have got the kit, but it's an extra small, so
it's not gonna...
I've either got to hit the gym for about 8 years straight, or unfortunately just look at it.
Or shrink.
Can anyone go to the gym for 8 years consistently? Like, not just stay in the gym for a whole 8 years.
It's a challenge.
January the 1st to December 31st, 8 years on. Anyway, right. Thank you for bearing with us as I went on, rambled on. This is the head-to-head for the two teams this afternoon. Johnny Jackson and Nigel Clough. God, who does Nigel Clough look like there? It's not a flattering photo, bless him. But anyway, right. So, as we said, George, Mansfield just outside the playoffs as it stands, but it's very, very tight up the top there. And they do score a lot of goals. 22 goals away from home this season. I think they've scored 15 or 17 in their last 6 games. So we have to be on it really today, don't we?
Yeah, I think Piercy coming back is obviously massive because they are a free scoring team. They do score, and you can see that they're second in terms of goals scored, which is, it shows you where our opportunity is today, because it obviously means they're a bit shaky at the back. But I have to be honest, in the games I've seen this year, I think Mansfield in the away game were one of the better teams I've seen. I'd certainly expect them to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season, certainly in the playoff picture. But yeah, they're a very good team. It's going to be a very tough afternoon for us today.
I'm interested. I need to sort of get my head around some of these statistics here, but I think what that's saying to us, 6 times we've been leading at half-time. It doesn't say how many points we've gone on to get from those, but what we do know, Rob, is that the last 3 games we've scored first in all of them, and we've won none of them. I mean, I feel like we're in danger of repeating ourselves and sort of hammering the nail in the coffin, but that's an awful metaphor. It's like you saying blowing your own backside. But with Alex Pearce again, is it really? Because all the 7 goals in the last 3 games came after Alex was taken off injured against Hartlepool, and all 7 since then.
Well, obviously Alex Pearce is massive, but I think one of the things which really affected us midweek was just not being able to make any subs which could change the game.
Yeah.
So Stevenage had a lot of experience on the bench, made 3 subs at half time. We couldn't even really do 3 subs in the whole game, to be honest with you, if that could go on to change the game. I mean, you're not going to bring Broom on, obviously. So yeah, I think it's good. It's a positive that we got, Pearce and Curry back, which gives us a couple more options on the bench today as well. So I think that's the big thing for us, just not being able to change games. It's frustrating as well because we made signings in January to bolster the squad, and our squad actually looked better. And then, we lose. We had DJ. If we had DJ on the bench, that's massive for us.
It pushes that competition for places as well. And training in midweek and that sort of thing. So yeah, I think when we get those players back, we're going to be. I think it'll be exciting to watch.
I mean, for me personally, I felt like Harry Pell would have been massive on Tuesday. It was his type of game for me.
See, I think it was his type of game, but I think we actually did better without him. It allowed Casey, Ali and Chislett to kind of rotate in that front 3 behind Josh.
You don't even need Pell to start though. It's just having him on the bench, after 70 minutes.
He'd be right in Steve Evans here.
Well, do you know what as well, though? The point with Harry Pell, I'd say, is that you had Sweeney and Piergiani at centre-half for Stevenage, and we kept the ball on the floor a lot. We played a lot of good football because anything in the air, they were just taking every single time. They were literally like giants at the back there. And Pell coming on, but at least maybe give him something to think about.
He's not that great in the air, though.
Who's that?
Harry Pell.
No, but at least he's got a presence that would actually challenge him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll draw a defender away, but he does lose a lot of headers.
Yes, but at least you know what I mean. It sort of causes a little bit of something for them.
It kind of reminds me of Colchester away when Hudlin came on, and I know Hudlin wasn't the best in the air, but all of a sudden he occupies defenders, and then Deverson gets a bit more space, who then obviously gets the free header. Question for Nick: did you teach Dan Sweeney? Because I know he listened to the podcast.
I didn't teach
Ryan
Sweeney, but as I mentioned on the podcast, I did teach his brother Ryan Sweeney, and I have great memories of a hand going up at the back of a geography lesson, going, "Sir," and I'm like, "What's the matter? What don't you understand?" He's just like, "How are we getting on the weekend?" So I don't think I taught him anything, to be honest with you.
That was me and my French lessons. My French teacher was a Wimbledon fan.
Okay.
Yeah, so what do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? Shout out Mr. Deuce, he's a legend.
Do you know what else? Somebody else who's a fan of Charlie Strank, who's the son of Paul Strank, who used to sponsor it. He was a Chandler boy as well, and that would also happen. That was in but hey, anyway, right. We were talking about Stevenage game and what happened. So this is like the life and times of we have got highlights from the Tuesday night defeat to Stevenage, which we're going to run through for you now.
Wimbledon and Stevenage have suffered a dip in form ahead of tonight's meeting in southwest London, with both sides winless in 5 league games. The Dons' playoff hopes are fading fast. Saturday's defeat at Gillingham, a game which they led, sees them 10 points off the top 7. Stevenage, on the other hand, looks certs for automatic promotion only a few weeks ago, but 3 defeats in 4 league games sees them looking over their shoulder. Defeat tonight could see them slip out of the top 3 altogether. Changes for the Dons. Callum Bay and Chislett both in for them. 4 changes for Stevenage. Reid, Taylor, Horgan and Wilding in for the visitors. It is a must-win game really for both, given their respective form. Stevenage's slump has been alarming. Wimbledon on the front foot here, and this is a chance for the Dons, and cleared. Josh Davison. Threatening at the other ends. Flicked into the area. And a chance here for the visitors. Great defending. Bodies on the line stuff for AFC Wimbledon. All good defensively. the Dons. And that's an important header as well from Kalimbai and held by Tsanev. Victory. Most of their good work this season for Stevenage has come at home. Home form has fallen by the wayside of late, and Wimbledon might be in behind here. Chance for the hosts, big chance, big save. Oh, Toby Savin to the rescue. Wimbledon have scored 33 goals this season. Only 5 teams have scored fewer. Goal scoring has been the home team's problem. And surely that's a free kick, and the referee agrees. Wimbledon keen to get on with it. Stevenage are trying to delay it. It's been a pretty bitty sort of game so far. Back-to-back defeats for Stevenage before tonight. Got some defending to do here. Wimbledon have been a threat from set pieces, and Chislett has picked this up. Kalimbai. Wimbledon have been nice and tidy so far tonight. Chislett again, hogging that left-hand touchline. It's a good delivery. Oh, the goalkeeper came for it and it's gone in. Goodness me. What on earth happened there for Stevenage? And Ali Alamadi has scored for Wimbledon. 6 minutes before half-time. And the home side take a shot lead. It's a great ball in. The goalkeeper came for it, completely missed it. And Alamadi, right place, right time. 3 in 3 since joining from Wickham. Wimbledon lead 1-0. Behind. 2 points above 4th place Northampton at the start of play. Their place in the top 3 is under threat. Make no mistake about that. That's a lovely ball though. Stevenage in behind. It's a naughty challenge. It's yellow. Oh, George Marsh. It was a challenge he had to make. This is a wonderful chance for Stevenage. Drilled towards goal, and a big save from Tsanev. Danger not yet over. Clip back into the area. Important header. It's all Stevenage at the moment. Backs to the wall stuff for the Dons. There's more of an urgency about Stevenage in this half. Into the area, Piergiani! And there's the equaliser. And it's their goal-scoring centre-back. Well, he's been a saviour for them this season. This is the Wimbledon response. It's been a terrific second half. Lovely reverse pass. Wimbledon in behind, big save. Oh, it's been thunderous stuff in southwest London. Both teams go. Chislett, he's been lively all game. It was Little who set up the opening. Chislett goes back to Little. Not the best delivery, easily cleared, and Stevenage will look to counter, and they are going to counter. It's no free kick. Referee says play on, to the boos of the home supporters. Good counter-attack there, surely for Stevenage. Oh, it's been bundled home, and it's in. What a turnaround. I'm not sure, but I think that might have been an own goal. I think it's... They have been stunned. One of the last 9 in the league. They're threatening here, and there's the equaliser, surely. It's been bundled home. And it's that man again, Ali Alamadi. Four goals in 3 games for the 20-year-old from Iraq. He's in fabulous form, off the bar, and then in at the second attempt. Wimbledon come back. Wimbledon 2, Stevenage 2. Both Don's goals from Alamardi. Who's going to get it? It's been a fabulous game of League Two football. But neither side can afford a draw tonight. Both sides have to win. Jake Forster-Caskey has been a threat since his introduction. Into the area, big chance for Stevenage, and they've won it surely. Luke Norris, and Stevenage have a third. It's a thumping finish from Luke Norris. Let's stand the wrong end of the field for them. It is a first win in 6 league games for Stevenage, and a massive 3 points. A first away win since...
And welcome back. Highlights there of our defeat on Tuesday night to Stevenage, with Luke Norris scoring the winner goal for them, and a fantastic huddle for the Stevenage players, which we're all delighted to see. Right, we are shortly going to disappear, but before we do, we're going to go through other games today in the division. And it's a strange set of fixtures. There's nothing that is majorly standing out to me, but George, for me, first up, Harrogate versus Gillingham, just because even though we all expect Gillingham now to be absolutely fine, it is still a bit of a basement battle, and Harrogate being at home will be wanting to try and get something out of that.
Yeah, I think that's a bigger game for Harrogate than it is for Gillingham, because I think Gillingham are out of it now. But it's one of those where if Harrogate lose at home to a team still there table-wise, even if they're not there ability-wise, it does sort of push them back in it. And especially you look, Crawley, I know they're on bad form, but they've got games in hand. They've still got to come here. Hartlepool, so it's Hartlepool, Harrogate are still very much in it. So Harrogate, that's a game they really need to win. I mean, there's a couple of other games that are interesting there. I mean, a lot of top v bottom. Yeah, it's a lot of top v bottom. Yeah.
I mean, the one that I'm interested in, Rob, is Carlisle Grimsby, for a couple of reasons. One, because Grimsby had obviously the big win in the week, so you're never sure if they'll carry that momentum on, or they'll just be absolutely shattered from their efforts on away at Southampton. But also because nothing says League Two more to me than Carlisle versus Grimsby.
It's quite a standard or classic League Two fixture, isn't it, when you pick out them two sides? But yeah, we'll be interested to see how them two get on, with Grimsby putting all their efforts against Southampton midweek.
Anything else, Tom, that stands out to you?
No, I was looking. It's kind of like I think the main standout, apart from obviously the Wimbledon game, was the one we mentioned just now, which was the closest, I think, in terms of positions.
Okay, true, yeah.
But apart from that, it's kind of a pretty standard game.
You know what, for me, I think Sutton have got a big fixture today. It's a winnable game at home to Crewe. Obviously, they're 9th, so I don't know how far off playoffs they are, but they will be pushing or thereabouts if they pick up 3 points today.
It's really, really tight. That battle for the playoffs is going to be, and even the third promotion place. I mean, it is. And Carlisle, I mean, Stevenage have got a game in hand on Carlisle, but it's only 2 points. So even Stevenage, we expect them to kick on now, having got back to winning ways on Tuesday night, but you never know.
I felt like afterwards with their celebrations, they knew it was big for them, and I feel like sometimes them kind of wins for them, losing at half time, going on to win 3-2, it gives them the.
Big for everyone.
Well, yeah, of course, but it'll kind of kick them on, I reckon, and they'll find another gear today.
Cool, right, thank you. So we're going to just finish off with then predictions for us this afternoon. I will start with you, George. Scoreline prediction for today?
I'm going to agree with our away fan. I think it'll be a 2-1 defeat for us.
Oh, you can't predict defeat.
Rob?
You know what? I do fear Mansfield. They weren't the best side I've seen this season when we lost 5-2 to them, albeit a dubious red card. We're not going to concede 5 with our back line.
Why have you said that?
We're not. It's fine. It's fine. We've got this. But I think it's going to be 2-2 today.
Mark Woodhead there was just saying we're going to get a win, 2-1 win for us. And Howard O'Stevens also says Mansfield have injuries as well, and we look stronger in defence, so he's optimistic for 3 points. Tom?
Can I just say I love Howardo's shirt?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's brilliant shirt.
It's like a Wimbledon / Hawaiian shirt kind of deal.
Proper Cyprus shirt that is. Yeah. Magaluf away, Tom. Yeah.
Pre-season friendly next year. I'm going to have a slight niche reference. In light of De La Soul releasing all their music on Friday, 3 is the magic number. 3 points, 2-1 win for us.
Very nice. 3 goals as well with that result. I have no idea.
Or Ali Al-Hamadi.
I'm going to go. Oh yeah, maybe. I'm going to go for a draw. Let's go for a 1-1 draw, just because.
Can I just say?
Every week.
Can I just say Josh Davison's goal today?
Oh,
He's going. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Just the one.
4.
I did 4.
Before we go, we have to quickly say, because we were talking about it earlier, Rob, what was your first Wimbledon shirt? We talked about mine. What was your first Wimbledon shirt you bought? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I don't remember, to be honest with you. No.
Tom?
Well, I won't be an AFC Wimbledon one, but
Yeah.
I used to get it for because my birthday was like the end of the season, so I'd
okay.
get like for my birthday, but like early get the next one. So probably when I was about 1, I think I got probably the first one. But the one I remember, John Mayne on the back, got him to sign it, and that is currently in my room. Shrine
to John Mayne. George?
Yeah, another AFC Wimbledon shirt. It would have been, I think it was the last Dave Anderson Ryman era shirt for me. I was a bit older, but
that
that
with the claws, like the claws on the
Yeah.
shoulders, the yellow.
I think that was my first one. It was either that one or the one with the big yellow down the side.
Yeah.
I can't remember which of those two was first.
With the sash.
Yeah. Oh
Gorgeous
no.
gorgeous
What, the
shirt.
white one? The yellow one with the
The yellow with the blue and white. Oh
Do you know
no.
such shirt screams to me? Louis Harris.
Yes.
Say no more. Right. Thank you for joining us. We will be back afterwards with all the reaction to whatever happens on the pitch this afternoon. It's all of a sudden gone very, very quiet. I don't know what's going on. I'm quite spooked. But anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll be back at about 5:10 roughly. And if you're watching, of course, abroad, if you're following us abroad, you can watch the game through our iFollow. So go to afcwimbledon.co.uk to do that. Updates on Twitter, of course, as always, at AFC Wimbledon and at 9yrstv podcast. Thank you, gents, for joining me.
Pleasure.
We'll see you at full time.